For 3,000 years, the galaxy had known peace, a fragile, uneasy peace. The humans, small and quiet, lived on a blue planet called Earth. Other alien empires watched them, curious but not worried. Humans were clever, yes, but their fleets were small. Their technology advanced, but not enough to threaten the mighty empires. The galaxy had long assumed humans were harmless. That illusion ended today. The broadcast came without warning. The Alien Council, a coalition of the largest empires in the galaxy, declared war. Their message was clear, their tone threatening. Humanity must be crushed. Humanity was a danger. Humanity could not be allowed to grow. On Earth, the news arrived in the war rooms of the United Nations Space Command. The humans in the room did not panic. They did not scream. They did not run. Instead, they smiled. Admiral Helena Voss looked at the holographic display showing the alien fleets gathering near the outer colonies. Ships numbering in the thousands, bristling with weapons, moving with perfect coordination. To any other species, it would have been terrifying. To humans, it was just another problem to solve. Colonel Jarek Chen leaned back in his chair, his fingers steepled in thought. "They think they can hit the colonies and catch us off guard," he said calmly. "They don't know we've been preparing for centuries." A murmur of agreement passed through the room. The humans had been quiet, yes, but they had not been idle. Every generation, every human government had known that someday the galaxy might turn on them. Every generation had prepared for this day. A young communications officer blinked at the display, unsure. "Admiral, there are over 5,000 ships. They will destroy the colonies before we can—" Voss interrupted, her voice firm but calm. "They will not destroy anything. Not today, not ever. The colonies are ready. Every planet, every station, every ship has been prepared for exactly this moment." Outside, on the surface of Earth, the cities glowed in the twilight. Beneath them, deep underground, massive military complexes hummed with activity. Automated factories churned out warships, drones, and weapons of all kinds. Humans had not built these fleets for display. They had built them for survival. In the orbit above Earth, human reconnaissance ships were already moving. Small, fast, and almost invisible, they darted between asteroids and debris. Their sensors scanned the alien fleets, measuring weapon output, hull strength, and formations. Every detail, every weakness was recorded. Lieutenant Kara Voss piloted one of the fastest human ships in the fleet. Her fingers danced over the controls, her eyes calm and focused. "They are confident," she said over comms. "They have no idea we are ready. They think this will be easy." Her voice carried a hint of amusement. It was a dangerous mission, but she felt excitement. Humans thrived under danger. They had always thrived when others underestimated them. Far from Earth, the alien fleets moved like predators, closing in on their prey. Their leaders communicated through harsh, resonating tones. Confidence was in every gesture, every command. They had studied humans for centuries. They believed humans were weak, disorganized, unpredictable in small ways. They thought this would be a simple conquest. They were wrong. In the human command room, Voss turned to the council. "We have one chance to show them that humans are not to be underestimated. And we will do it with precision, patience, and cold strategy." The council members nodded. Each was trained, experienced, and had spent their lives preparing for this moment. No fear, no hesitation, only focus. At the edge of the galaxy, a small alien probe scanned one of the human colonies. Its sensors detected energy spikes, automated turrets hidden beneath the surface, and drones waiting in orbit. The aliens did not know what these signals meant. They assumed it was a minor defense system. They assumed it would not stop them. Meanwhile, humans were already putting their first plans into action. Automated systems activated, hiding warships behind asteroids, cloaking the fastest vessels. Drones were launched silently, orbiting the alien fleets without detection. Every move was calculated, every step part of a larger plan. On Earth, Voss addressed her officers one final time before the first strike. "Remember," she said, her eyes cold and sharp, "they declared war on us. They believed this armistice made us weak. They believed they could destroy us in days. Today we remind them why humanity always survives. Today we show them why no one should ever underestimate us." The communications officer shivered, not from fear but from the weight of her role. Humans were about to make history. The galaxy would never see them the same way again. As the alien fleets approached, small human ships darted in and out of asteroid fields. They scanned, mapped, and reported every detail back to the command centers. Every alien formation was recorded, every vulnerability noted. Kara Voss's squadron moved like shadows. They didn't attack yet, they only watched, waiting for the perfect moment. And when that moment came, they would strike with precision the alien leaders could not even imagine. On Earth, citizens went about their lives. Children played in the parks, workers walked the streets, and life seemed normal. Few knew the full scale of what was about to happen, but those who did, those trained for generations, smiled quietly. Humanity had waited a long time for this moment, and humanity would not fail. The alien fleets, massive and terrifying, continued to move. They were confident, arrogant, certain that the humans would crumble. They had declared war. They had expected fear. They had expected panic. Instead, they found calm. Instead, they found a species that had spent 3,000 years preparing for the very moment they declared war. Voss looked at the holographic map one last time. The alien fleets were large, overwhelming, and deadly, but humans had one thing the aliens had forgotten. Humans had strategy. Humans had patience. Humans had courage, and most importantly, humans had resolve. Prepare the outer colonies for initial contact, Voss ordered. This is only the beginning. Let them see our strength. Let them learn our name. In orbit, Kara's squadron adjusted their positions. Their engines were silent, their sensors active. They watched the massive alien formations, noting every weakness, every gap. They waited. And when the time came, they would strike. The galaxy had believed humans were harmless. They had believed the humans' small fleets and quiet diplomacy were signs of weakness. They were wrong. For 3,000 years, humans had waited. They had studied. They had prepared. They had smiled quietly while others slept, building weapons, training fleets, and perfecting strategies. Now, the moment had come. The alien fleets would soon realize that the armistice had not made humans weak. It had made them deadly, and when humans smiled coldly, the galaxy would know fear for the first time in 3,000 years. The first shots had not yet been fired, but the war had already begun. The humans were ready. The aliens were not. And in that quiet moment, before chaos erupted, the humans' cold smiles said one thing to the galaxy. We are not afraid, and we will survive. The first alarm sounded across human space at the edge of the Orion sector. The alien fleets had begun their assault, and the humans finally felt the calm tension break into action. The massive alien ships moved like a shadow over the colonies, their weapons charged and ready, their commanders confident. They expected chaos, panic, and fear. They were wrong. On the surface of Terra Nova, a colony on the outer rim, automated turrets activated silently. They rotated and adjusted themselves, tracking the approaching alien ships. Each weapon was connected to an advanced targeting system that could predict enemy movements faster than the aliens could blink. Drone swarms rose from hidden bays, forming a web of defense in the sky. Colonel Jarek Chen watched from the command center as the sensors showed alien ships entering the system. They think speed will surprise us, he said quietly. They don't realize they are flying into a trap. Admiral Helena Voss nodded. Then let them fly, she said. Patience, precision. Wait for the moment they least expect. Above the planet, a small human fleet emerged from behind an asteroid belt. Stealth cloaks shimmered and vanished, revealing sleek warships ready to strike. Lieutenant Kara Voss led her squadron, each ship perfectly synchronized. Target the front line, Kara said over the comms. Disable their shields, then fall back. Wait for the second wave. The alien commanders saw the humans now for the first time. Small ships, minimal defenses, easy prey. They unleashed volleys of energy weapons, expecting the human fleet to scatter. The human ships did not scatter. They danced through the incoming fire with incredible speed, dodging, twisting, and weaving around massive enemy beams. Within moments, the humans launched counterattacks. Electromagnetic pulses erupted in the enemy fleet, disabling the shields of several alien ships. The aliens shouted in frustration. Their calculations had failed. Their sensors, advanced as they were, could not predict the humans' sudden maneuvers. Kara's squadron pressed forward, firing targeted strikes at the now exposed alien ships. The explosions lit the darkness of space. One by one, alien vessels tumbled, their weapons silent. Focus on their support ships, Kara said. Cut off their reinforcements. The humans did not simply attack. They manipulated the battlefield. Gravity fields shifted. Stealth drones created false images of human warships, drawing alien fire away from the real fleet. Automated mines floated silently in the void, ready to detonate when alien ships passed too close. Every move had been calculated to confuse, frustrate, and destroy. Meanwhile, the colonies below continued their own silent resistance. Alien dropships attempted to land troops, expecting little opposition. Instead, they were met with minefields, automated defensive turrets, and swarms of drones. The aliens were unprepared for humans fighting with cunning as well as technology. On Terra Nova, civilians watched the skies. Some were frightened, but most were calm. They trusted the humans defending them. Children pointed at the flashes in the sky, not fully understanding while their parents worked alongside the soldiers, operating drone networks and repair systems. Humanity's strength did not lie only in their ships and weapons. It lay in every person who refused to give up. In the middle of space, the alien fleets began to regroup. Their leaders were furious. "How can they resist so easily?" one demanded. "They are only humans. They should fall." "Your arrogance blinds you," another replied. "Do not underestimate them. Their strength is not in size. It is in cunning, in planning, in their stubborn will to survive." The humans, listening through intercepted communications, could not help but smile. "Let them think they are clever," Voss said. "We will show them what human strategy truly is." As the battle continued, Kara's squadron noticed a key vulnerability in the alien formation. Their command ship, massive and heavily armed, moved slowly to the center of their fleet. Its shields were nearly impenetrable, but its movement created gaps in the surrounding ship's defenses. "Admiral, we have a target," Kara said. "If we can strike the command ship now, the rest of their fleet will fall into chaos." Voss's eyes narrowed. "Do it, but carefully. We will not waste ships on reckless attacks." Kara's squadron executed a daring maneuver. Using a combination of decoy drones and gravity field distortions, they slipped past the alien front line. The command ship's shields flickered as human weapons struck precise points. Explosions rocked the massive vessel, and chaos spread through the alien formation. Smaller ships collided, their fire accidentally hitting each other. "Impressive," Voss said softly. "They expected humans to run. They expected us to fear them. But we are humans. We never run." Back on Terra Nova, the outer colonies cheered quietly as alien ships were destroyed in orbit. The people could feel the shift in the battle. The humans had survived the first strike, and they had struck back harder than anyone expected. Kara's squadron continued their assault, guiding alien ships toward asteroid fields where human mines waited silently. One by one, alien vessels were destroyed or disabled. Every move seemed reckless, yet it worked. Every tactic, every deception was part of a larger plan. The alien leaders grew desperate. They tried to coordinate attacks, but humans had anticipated every possible response. Automated systems, hidden fleets, and clever tactics left them exposed at every turn. Their confidence crumbled into panic. Colonel Chen leaned over the tactical display, watching as alien ships began to retreat. "They are learning the hard way," he said. "Humans do not fight like anyone else. We adapt, we plan, and we survive." Voss nodded. "And we will continue to do so. This is only the beginning. Let them see the full measure of humanity." As the last of the alien ships pulled back, Kara's squadron regrouped. Their ships were scratched and battered, but still strong. They had survived the first strike, and they had made the aliens pay a heavy price. In the command room on Earth, the Council watched the results come in. Victory was not complete, but the message was clear. Humans were not the species the galaxy thought they were. Humans were clever, ruthless when needed, and fearless in the face of overwhelming odds. Voss stood and looked at the Council members. The aliens declared war expecting fear. They expected panic. They expected weakness. They were wrong. And they will continue to be wrong until they learn one thing. Humans never surrender. Humans never flee. Humans always find a way. On Terra Nova, civilians repaired damaged systems and prepared for the next wave. Soldiers checked their weapons. Pilots ran diagnostics on their ships, and everyone knew that this was far from over. The aliens would return, stronger, more determined, more furious. But the humans were ready. In space, Voss smiled. They thought they could surprise us. They thought they could crush us in days. Let's show them how wrong they are. The battle was over for now. But the war had only just begun, and the humans would fight it with intelligence, courage, and cold, calculated precision. For the first time, the galaxy began to understand the truth about humans. They were not a minor species, a weak and harmless one. They were something else entirely. Dangerous, clever, and unafraid, the aliens had struck first. But humanity had smiled coldly, and that smile carried a promise. We are ready, and you will regret ever declaring war on us. The first strike had failed to break humanity. In fact, it had revealed a truth the galaxy had long ignored. Humans were not weak. The alien fleets recoiled, battered and confused, but they did not retreat. Instead, they regrouped, planning their next assault. From Earth, Admiral Helena Voss watched the enemy movements on the holographic map. They are learning the hard way, she said, her tone calm, almost amused. They see our defenses, but they do not understand us. They see our fleets, but they cannot predict us, and they will pay for every mistake. Colonel Jarek Chen nodded. They will strike again. Stronger, faster, angrier. But we are ready. Every system, every colony, every fleet is prepared for the next wave. Far across the Orion sector, human strike teams moved into position. Each fleet had a mission: disrupt alien supply lines, disable forward command stations, and confuse their fleets with calculated attacks. These were not reckless moves. They were masterful plans executed with precision. Lieutenant Kara Voss piloted her ship through a dense asteroid field. Sensors detected alien supply convoys moving toward the front lines. Target the nearest convoy, she said over comms. Keep it quick and quiet. We do not want them realizing how many of us are here. Her squadron dispersed silently. Stealth systems cloaked them in invisibility, and drones followed in precise formation. The humans struck like shadows, disabling engines and weapons without alerting the entire fleet. Convoys drifted helplessly in space, their supply ships crippled. The alien commanders screamed in frustration. They had not expected humans to take the fight to them. Their calculations had assumed humans would remain defensive, waiting behind shields and planetary defenses. Instead, humans were proactive, aggressive, and terrifyingly effective. On one of the supply convoys, an alien officer tried to organize a counterattack. They are only humans, he shouted. We can overwhelm them. A sudden burst of energy struck the convoy's engines, leaving the ships adrift. Human drones swarmed and captured key weapon systems, leaving the aliens helpless. Panic spread through the fleet like wildfire. Back at the command center on Earth, Voss studied the battlefield. They think they can intimidate us, she said. They think they can frighten us with their numbers. But numbers mean nothing without strategy, precision, and courage. Colonel Chen grinned. And humans have all three in abundance. The humans did not stop with isolated attacks. They coordinated strikes across multiple star systems, hitting alien resource hubs, communication relays, and weakly defended planets. Alien fleets found themselves stretched thin, unable to respond to attacks at multiple points at once. In the middle of one battle, Kara noticed a massive alien battleship attempting to retreat. Its shields were still strong, but its movements were predictable. We can trap it, she said. Divert it toward the asteroid belt near Orion 9. Mines and drones are ready. Her squadron led the alien ship into the trap. Explosions lit the darkness as mines detonated, ripping through the vessel's hull. Smaller ships were forced to retreat or collide with each other, and chaos spread across the alien formation. Their arrogance will be their downfall, Kara said, smiling. The aliens had believed humans to be weak, disorganized, and slow to act. Now they faced a species that could anticipate movements, adapt instantly, and strike with devastating efficiency. They realized that humans did not fight like any other species. Humans were unpredictable, clever, and relentless. On the planets under attack, civilians watched in awe as human fleets and automated defenses repelled alien forces. Children clutched small model ships pointing to the flashes in the sky. Workers and engineers repaired damaged systems while soldiers coordinated counterattacks. Every person, every ship, every weapon contributed to the defense. Humans were not just fighting to survive. They were fighting to demonstrate their ingenuity, unity, and courage. Colonel Chen addressed the command room. We are showing them who we are. This is more than defense. It is a statement. Humans cannot be crushed. Humans cannot be intimidated. Humans survive no matter the odds. Voss looked at the council members. And the galaxy will see that. Every alien fleet that retreats carries the truth. Humans are dangerous, humans are clever, humans are unafraid. And we will not stop until they understand completely. Meanwhile, the alien leaders convened on a massive flagship. Panic and frustration filled the room. "Our fleets are failing," one commander roared. "They are humans. How can they defeat us at every turn?" "They adapt," another replied. "Their strategy is not random. Every move is calculated. Every strike is precise. They are unlike any species we have faced. We have underestimated them for millennia, and now we are paying the price." The humans, intercepting alien communications, could not hide their satisfaction. They had predicted the aliens' frustration and had used it against them. Chaos among enemy ranks was the perfect weapon. Kara's squadron received new orders. "Move to the next system," Voss instructed. "Disrupt communications, destroy supply depots, and make sure they never know our full strength. They must fear every shadow, every signal, every fleet they see." The squadron leapt through hyperspace, appearing suddenly in a new system. Alien ships scrambled to respond but were unprepared for the speed and precision of human attacks. Within hours, supply hubs were destroyed, communication arrays disabled, and the alien forces were left disorganized and panicked. On Terra Nova, the outer colonies, celebrations were quiet but meaningful. Humans had survived the first wave and had turned the tide in multiple systems. It was a statement to the galaxy. Humans were no longer to be underestimated. Admiral Voss addressed the command room once more. "The aliens believed they could crush us. They believed they could scare us. They thought their fleets, their weapons, their numbers would win. But they are learning the truth. Humanity is not a species to fearlessly attack and expect victory. We fight smarter. We fight stronger. And we never give up." Colonel Chen smiled. "And every time they strike, they learn that lesson again and again. They will never forget it." Even in the alien fleets, morale was crumbling. Small skirmishes became disasters. Supply lines were destroyed, communication disrupted, and coordination nearly impossible. Every new attack reminded the aliens of the humans' cunning and courage, and everywhere humans kept fighting. Pilots like Kara Voss, soldiers on planets, engineers repairing ships and drones, all worked together, moving as one force. They were not just defending. They were proving to the galaxy that humans were exceptional. The aliens had thought they were starting a war they could easily win. Instead, they had unleashed a species they could barely understand, one that would challenge their assumptions, frustrate their plans, and ultimately change the balance of power in the galaxy. Kara looked out the viewport of her ship at the remnants of an alien fleet drifting in space. She could see the fear in their movements, their hesitation. Humans had forced them to doubt themselves, to realize their arrogance had been misplaced. She whispered to herself, "They will never forget this. They will never forget humans." On Earth, Voss smiled coldly at the holographic display. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy is about to learn what it means when humans fight back, and they will learn quickly." The humans had turned the first strike into a lesson, a warning, and a declaration. The galaxy had believed humans were weak, harmless, and predictable. Now every alien commander who survived knew otherwise. The humans had survived. The humans had struck. And the humans would not stop until the galaxy understood one undeniable truth. Humanity could not be crushed. Humanity could not be intimidated. Humanity would survive no matter the cost. The first alien attacks had failed. The humans had responded with brilliance, precision, and cold determination. And the galaxy, for the first time in 3,000 years, was beginning to tremble at the name of humanity. The galaxy had been shocked by humanity's defense. Alien fleets had expected fear and chaos. Instead, they faced precision, cunning, and ruthless efficiency. But Admiral Helena Voss knew that survival alone was not enough. Humanity needed to strike back. To remind the galaxy that humans were not just survivors, they were warriors, strategists, and unstoppable. The Council had met in the deep command center beneath Earth's surface. Holographic displays floated above the room, showing alien fleets retreating, supply lines destroyed, and communications disrupted. "They are panicking," Voss said. "Good, let them. But we will not stop at defense. The time has come to take the fight to them." Colonel Jarek Chen leaned forward. "Are we ready for a full counteroffensive? The fleets are massive. We may have to risk everything." Voss's eyes were cold and steady. "Humanity has prepared for this moment for centuries. Every fleet, every planet, every weapon is ready. We strike not blindly but with precision. The galaxy will see humans as they have never seen them before. Across the galaxy, human fleets moved in silence. Ships had emerged from hidden bases, long cloaked in stealth. Some were massive, nearly planet-sized, bristling with advanced weaponry. Others were smaller, fast, and deadly in swarms. Every fleet had a mission, and every captain knew the stakes. Lieutenant Kara Voss piloted her squadron toward the heart of the alien supply network. "They don't know we exist," she said over comms. "Let's give them a surprise they will never forget." As they approached, the alien forces scrambled, trying to organize defenses. Their arrogance had made them slow. They assumed humans were still defensive, still hiding. They assumed humans could be intimidated by numbers. They were wrong. The human counteroffensive began with synchronized strikes across multiple systems. Planet-sized warships emerged from hiding, their weapons lighting the darkness of space. Smaller ships darted between them, striking key targets. Communication arrays exploded under precision fire. Supply depots vaporized in minutes. The aliens were unprepared. Their fleets were large but disorganized. Their commanders shouted orders that conflicted, confused, and collided with each other's plans. Chaos spread like wildfire. Kara's squadron struck a central supply hub. Mines, drones, and targeted fire disabled the defenses. Within minutes, the entire station was crippled. Alien fleets lost coordination as their resources disappeared. "They didn't expect this," Kara said, smiling. "They never do." Across the galaxy, other human fleets executed similar operations. Ambushes in asteroid belts, traps in nebulae, and clever misdirections left the alien forces battered and disoriented. Every attack was calculated to maximize confusion and destruction, while minimizing human losses. On Terra Nova, the outer colonies, civilians and soldiers, worked together to reinforce planetary defenses. Engineers repaired damaged systems while pilots like Kara prepared for the next wave. Humanity's strength was not only in their ships and weapons, but in every person willing to fight, to think, and to adapt. Admiral Voss monitored the situation from the command center. Every fleet, every ship, every pilot is executing their orders perfectly. We are not only winning battles, we are sending a message. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is not helpless. Humanity is unstoppable. Colonel Chen nodded. And they will remember this every day for the rest of the war. Every alien commander who survives will fear humans. In the midst of the counteroffensive, a massive alien battleship tried to regroup with the remaining forces. It was heavily armed, its shields nearly impenetrable. But the humans had anticipated it. Planet-sized warships loomed from behind asteroids and dead planets. Their weapons powered up, massive energy beams cutting through the darkness. Smaller human ships darted around, confusing the alien sensors and drawing fire away from the larger vessels. Kara led her squadron on a daring mission to flank the alien battleship. Using stealth and speed, they struck weak points identified in previous scans. Explosions ripped through the alien vessel, forcing it to divert energy to shields and leaving its weapons vulnerable. The alien fleet began to crumble. Chaos spread as their forces collided, retreated, and fell apart. Human tactics were flawless, adaptive, and unpredictable. Every move had been calculated to exploit the aliens' arrogance. On Earth, the Council watched as the human counteroffensive unfolded across the galaxy. "This is more than a victory," Voss said quietly. "This is a revelation. The galaxy is learning that humans are not to be underestimated. They are learning that humans fight differently. They are learning that humans survive and conquer when no one expects it." Meanwhile, the aliens scrambled to respond. Desperate, they attempted to regroup in a nearby system, concentrating their remaining forces. But human intelligence and strategy had already predicted this. Another fleet awaited, ready to strike at the exact moment the aliens arrived. The battle that followed was swift and decisive. Human warships outmaneuvered the alien fleet, striking key targets with precision. Alien ships were disabled, their supply lines destroyed, and their morale shattered. One by one, alien commanders realized the full extent of their miscalculation. Kara's squadron watched as a massive alien command ship fell. Its shields failed and explosions consumed its hull. Chaos spread through the remaining alien forces, leaving them disorganized and frightened. "They thought they could intimidate us," Kara said, her voice calm. "They thought numbers would win. But they forgot one thing. Humans fight smarter, faster, and with heart. They forget that humans never give up. On Terra Nova and other colonies, humans cheered quietly. They had survived, and now they were striking back harder than anyone imagined. Humanity was not merely defending itself. It was proving its superiority in strategy, courage, and unity. Admiral Voss addressed the command room. "We have shown them what humans are capable of. We have struck with precision, patience, and cold determination. The aliens will not recover quickly. They will retreat, reorganize, and fear us at every turn, and that fear is exactly what we want." Colonel Chen smiled. "They will learn to respect humans, or they will cease to exist." Even in the alien fleets, panic spread. Commanders shouted in frustration. Their calculations had failed. Their strategies had been outmatched. Their arrogance had led them into traps they could not escape. Every system they attacked, every fleet they faced, was met with brilliant human tactics. And everywhere, humans pressed the advantage. Pilots, soldiers, and engineers worked together seamlessly. Their unity was unmatched. Their courage inspired those around them. And their enemies, who had assumed humanity was weak, now realized they had been horribly mistaken. Kara's squadron moved to intercept a retreating alien fleet. "Let's make sure they never forget this day," she said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes burned with determination. The humans would strike with precision, with intelligence, and with unyielding resolve. The counteroffensive was a success. Alien fleets retreated, supply lines were destroyed, commanders were humiliated, and the galaxy began to take notice. Humanity was not a minor species. Humanity was a force to be reckoned with. Admiral Voss looked at the reports flowing in. The aliens declared war expecting fear and chaos. They received strategy, courage, and precision instead, and they will remember that. Always. Colonel Chen added, "This is only the beginning. They will strike again, but each time they will be weaker, more cautious, and more afraid, and we will continue to show them that humanity is not to be underestimated." Across the galaxy, from hidden bases to frontline battles, humans fought not only to survive, but to dominate. They demonstrated intelligence, courage, and cold calculation that shocked even their enemies. Every victory reinforced the truth. The armistice had ended, but humanity was ready. The aliens had declared war. Humans had smiled coldly. And now, humanity's counteroffensive would leave a mark on the galaxy that would never be forgotten. The galaxy held its breath. Every planet, every system, every species watched as humanity prepared for the final battle. The aliens had learned the truth the hard way. Humans were clever, resilient, and unstoppable. Yet they had not expected the full scale of the human fleet. Admiral Helena Voss stood in the central command room on Earth, surrounded by the Council. Holographic displays showed the largest alien armada ever assembled moving toward the Sol system. Ships the size of cities bristled with weapons, their formations precise and terrifying. Voss's expression remained calm, cold, unshakable. "They brought their best," she said. "They think numbers alone will win. They think fear can stop us. They are wrong. Let us show them the cost of underestimating humanity." Colonel Jarek Chen nodded. "All fleets are in position, Admiral. Planetary defenses online, AI drones ready, cloaked strike teams awaiting orders. We are ready." Beyond the Sol system, human warships began to emerge. Massive vessels, hidden for centuries in secret locations, revealed themselves. Planet-sized dreadnoughts appeared, their weapons powered up and scanning for targets. Smaller, agile ships darted between them, forming a perfect network of offense and defense. Humanity's hidden strength had been underestimated, and the aliens would pay the price. Lieutenant Kara Voss piloted her squadron toward the approaching alien fleet. "This is it," she said. "Time to show them who we are." Her squadron moved in perfect formation, weaving through asteroid belts and nebula clouds. They struck the first alien ships with targeted volleys, disabling engines and shields before moving on. Alien ships fired back, but their attacks were scattered, confused, and largely ineffective. Humans had prepared for every maneuver, every possible strategy. On the front lines, the largest human dreadnoughts unleashed massive energy beams. Alien vessels were sliced apart in seconds. Smaller human ships used speed and stealth to bypass defenses, striking at weak points with deadly precision. Explosions lit the darkness of space as the alien armada faltered. In the middle of the battle, the alien command fleet attempted a counterattack. Massive ships moved to cut off human reinforcements, but humanity had anticipated it. Hidden strike teams emerged from hyperspace, flanking the alien forces from unexpected angles. Mines and drones disabled engines and enemy formations broke apart. Panic spread through the alien ranks. Kara's squadron targeted the flagship of the alien fleet. Its shields were strong, but humans had studied every weakness. With calculated precision, they struck critical systems, causing chain reactions across the vessel. Explosions tore through the hull, and the massive ship drifted helplessly as the remaining alien fleet lost cohesion. Admiral Voss monitored every movement. Every ship, every pilot, every weapon is performing perfectly. Humanity is not just surviving. We are dominating. Let them remember this day forever. Colonel Chen watched the holograms in awe. They believed they could crush us in days. Instead, we are ending this battle in hours. Across the galaxy, alien commanders realized the truth too late. Their confidence had been shattered, their strategies destroyed. Every attempt to regroup failed as humans struck faster, smarter, and with more precision than they could comprehend. On Earth, the people watched the reports come in. They saw the alien fleets collapsing, retreating, and surrendering. Civilians and soldiers alike felt a surge of pride. Humanity had not only defended itself, they had shattered the myth of alien superiority. Kara led her squadron in a final strike against the remaining alien vessels. They moved as one, each ship aware of the other's position, each attack perfectly timed. The aliens had no chance. Every defensive measure was neutralized. Every ship was disabled or destroyed. In the command center, Voss allowed herself a rare smile. Cold, calculating, but victorious. They declared war thinking we were weak, she said. They are learning the cost of underestimating humans. As the last of the alien armada fell, the remaining ships sent a signal: surrender. Their leaders admitted defeat. The largest alien fleets in history had been shattered by humanity. The galaxy had witnessed the full power of the human species. Colonel Chen looked at Voss. They will never challenge us again. Not anytime soon. Not any time in history, Voss nodded. They will tell stories of this day for generations. They will remember humans as a species to respect, fear, and never underestimate. And that is how it should be. Across the galaxy, news spread quickly. Alien civilizations that had once looked down on humans now approached with caution, curiosity, and a newfound respect. Humanity had proven that they were not only capable of defending themselves, they could dominate with strategy, intelligence, and courage. On Terra Nova, children played beneath the stars, unaware of the full scale of the battles above. Civilians repaired systems, rebuilt cities, and celebrated quietly. Humans had won, but they had done so with precision and discipline, not recklessness. The victory was complete but measured. Kara's squadron returned to Earth orbit. The ships bore scratches, marks of battle, but they had survived. They had struck fear into the galaxy and shown the full measure of human capability. Admiral Voss addressed the council and fleet commanders. The armistice has ended. The aliens declared war, expecting fear. They received strategy, courage, and calculation instead. Humanity has survived, and the galaxy has learned the truth. Let this day be remembered: humans are not weak. Humans are not minor. Humans are unstoppable. Colonel Chen smiled quietly. And humanity will continue to grow stronger. They will never forget this lesson. Even in the defeated alien fleets, survivors whispered of the humans' brilliance. They had underestimated patience, planning, and unity. They had assumed humans would panic, that they would fear overwhelming odds. Instead, humans had smiled coldly, executed flawless tactics, and turned the war into a lesson the galaxy could not ignore. In orbit above Earth, Kara looked out at the stars. "We have won," she said softly. "But we have also shown them who we are, and they will remember it." The galaxy had declared war on humanity, expecting an easy victory. Instead, they had been met with a species that fought with intelligence, courage, and unity. A species that had prepared for centuries, waited patiently, and struck with unmatched precision. Humanity had survived the first strike. Humanity had launched a counteroffensive that shattered alien fleets. Humanity had won the final battle. And in the cold light of the stars, the humans smiled. Not with arrogance, not with cruelty, but with quiet confidence. The kind of confidence that only comes from knowing you have done everything, sacrificed everything, and triumphed against impossible odds. The galaxy had learned a truth that would echo for generations. Humans were not to be underestimated. Humans were clever, ruthless when needed, and unafraid. And humanity would continue to grow, survive, and thrive no matter the challenge. Admiral Voss spoke the final words to the fleet, her voice calm and resolute. The armistice is over. War has ended. Humanity stands victorious. Let every civilization in the galaxy remember, we do not fight recklessly. We fight with intelligence. We fight with courage, and we always win when we must. Humanity smiles coldly, and we will continue to do so against anyone who dares to challenge us. The humans had won. The aliens had learned the cost of underestimation, and the galaxy would never see humans the same way again. The 3,000-year armistice was over. Humanity had survived. Humanity had struck, and humanity had smiled coldly.